Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Dion and this here is the Crazy Troll Nation. Crazy because I just did the entire intro, made sure I was pausing, taking breaths, I didn't stammer, I didn't stutter, I didn't mispronounce anything, and it wasn't recording. That's the crazy today for the crazy part of the Crazy Troll Nation. The troll part is not caring too much about why I don't have my other lights on, about what the beauty community standards are. Just using whatever brand, tool, and technique you want to use to get your makeup on the way you want to. You need to be happy with the way your makeup looks. Beneath all of that, here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but not feeling like you have to. That's what we do here. I do use foul language sometimes in my videos because I use foul language in real life sometimes. And I do try to censor myself. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It is how I speak. It's part of just how I roll. So this video, as you can tell from the title, is another multiple looks, multiple palettes. This look is somewhere in the middle. Today is February 15th. I did a nude lip earlier, which pained me. I was going to a meeting and I knew I was going to have a mask on and I didn't want to waste a perfectly good, colorful lip. So I did get compliments on the eye look because it's bomb. I just got back home not too long ago and I put on the kind of lip I wanted to do, which is Sephora number 29 Dark Forest. And this is bomb. And so I said, I'm going to do my intro. So this is the intro. So thank you for being here, and you will see me in a few seconds. This look somewhere in the middle and a whole bunch of looks before we even get to this one. But I appreciate you being here. Let's get to it. This will be part 2 of using my Basket of Unashamed. Okay, to just let y'all know that I know. I had an issue. You see this side? Cool, right? You see this side? There's a huge patch and there's a patch. So yeah, I tossed the blush. I tried to fix it with a bunch of other stuff. It ain't really want to be fixed. And also I realized that hydrating, radiating, whatever under eye cream that I received from that California brand, I'm not liking what it's doing to my under eye area because it just does not play well. I don't know if it's because I got a bunch of wrinkles or not, but regardless of how long I let it set under my eyes, it just cracks. And I've noticed even in videos, my under eyes look more wrinkled and dry, and it is that hydrating eye cream. Go figure. So today's random chapstick that I picked is Pumpkin Pie, and we are using today the MAC 9-pan palette that I created in December. And I know we're a little backwards because we used January's palette first because I wanted to experiment putting on all 9 shades. And looking at this one, hashtag I tried to figure it out and I couldn't figure it out. So we're going to do 2 looks with this palette. One is going to be the greenish type colors and then just the basic everyday, well, what I think people consider basic everyday. So my eyes are primed. Lower lash line, I just put it away. This retractable eyeliner in Golden Olive. And we are going to get started with this look. And yes, I do realize I didn't do an intro in part 2 because I usually do it when I do the last look, but then I didn't know if I was going to do more. Let's just get into it. Joey the Glitz. I want to say this is a Dazzle Shadow Extreme because it's performing the same way Emerald Cut did, where it's getting, sorry for the glares, it's getting chunky where I put my brush in it. It's not as messy though yet, but this here is that shadow. It is going on well though, and it is picking up well, but just it's getting chunky in the pan, which is what makes it end up being messy. And I just felt a couple flakes fall out onto my face. That's Showbiz, baby. That's going to go in the second half of the lid. We're going to blend in between. We're going to take that same shade and put that on our lower lash line. What's the Wi-Fi? That's going to go in our transition area. This could be your look, but we're going to do a little more. We're going to take Give a Glam, and that's going to go in our outer corner area. We're going to take Illuminati. This is going to go on our upper lash line. I had another shade for that. I was going to use a MAC paint pot, but we're going to use this. We're going to use MAC's Wakanda Forever. That's the shade name. This is from the Black Panther collection. We're going to apply this and be right back. I did forget to wipe off chapstick, but it turned out okay. I am really digging this look. Again, this is the first look we've done with the MAC palette that I created back in December 2022. And we use these shades right there. This is what we have, and I'm digging it. Ignore the cheek situation thing, but you will see me in a few seconds with look number 2. Look number 2, Amber Lights. That's going to go on the center of our lid. Cranberry. That's going to go on the inner and outer corners of our lid. We are overlapping it with the center shade. With what's left on my brush, we're just going to bring it over, but not quite covering the very center. Saddle, this shade here, and this is going to go on our outer corner. We're going to bring that upward just a little bit. I am aware of this. Okay. This is what happens when I try to remove eye makeup without completely washing my face, which my eyelids don't like, but every now and then I do it to get looks done. So that's what that is. We're going to take Chocolate, and that's going to go on our lower lash line. We're also going to take that same shade Chocolate and put that on our upper lash line on both sides. That did not make that much of a difference, and so we're going to take MAC's Fluid Line and Dip Down, and we're going to put that on our upper lash lines. Another option for upper lash line could have been Give a Glam, that shade here, because it is deeper than these two here. We're going to put on Bite Mascara that came in subscription box. We're going to take MAC's Liquid Lipstick and Show Off. This is from the Black Panther collection. I just realized I didn't start with chapstick. And this I thought was going to be a little darker, but no, it is true to shade of how it looks in the component. So a nice soft monochromatic halo eye, spotlight eye, whatever eye you want to call it is what we've done. My second look with the MAC palette that I created in December 2022, and we used these 4 shades right there. Easy peasy. And it doesn't really go with the cheek, even though the cheek is busted on this side, but I guess maybe that shade kind of does. But I don't like the matchy, but I feel like I'm kind of clownish. And I think because I prefer me with a darker lip, and because the cheek situation is very pink and patchy. And then I got this thing going on over here. So I'm leaving this in, and I'm still posting this because it's okay. You do a look and you're just doing looks just for videos. If everything doesn't come out fine, it's okay because it washes off. If I was going out, number one, I would have washed my entire face and not just remove my eye makeup to do another look. So, you know, this is one of the hazards of me trying to do that. So anyway, thank you for being here. Why am I saying that? You're going to see me in a couple seconds with another look. Hey y'all, welcome back. Today's chapstick is Cake Batter. I actually chose this one because I was trying to think of which one had I not used in a little while. So I think I either might start doing that, or when I use one, put it somewhere else so that I will rotate them equally. But I am really still loving the different flavors and scents of the chapsticks. Lids are primed, L'Oreal Brow Pencil, did a base face. Check the cheek situation. There's a lot of stuff going on. I had to make up for that, whatever, from the previous video. Okay, so today, 50/50 makeup, the winter palette. I was looking at it trying to think how I can do all of these in an eye look like I did with one of the MAC palettes that I created. And I couldn't quite figure it out. So I was going to do 2 different looks, and I wrote out, you know, what's going to go where. And then yesterday I had this idea when I was sleepy, which is never a good time to think things through. We're going to use all 9. And hence the lab coat. I have no idea what this is going to look like. If the color story appeals to you, this is my type of color story. Try and dupe out the shades for what you already have in your collection. And at the end of this video, I believe, or the next video, me again doing multiple clips, finishing up the palettes that I need to use that I haven't used, I will swatch out all of the 50/50 palettes so that you can, you know, really see what they look like on my complexion. And I'll probably do them on my face, of course, so that you can really see if you have something that you can do about the shades, because I really am like a tad bit sad that they don't sell these anymore, because I think the color stories are amazing. So let's just jump in. We're going to take New Year's Eve, which is, I know I'm awkward, which is this shade right here. And that's going to go on the first third of our lid. So that's just going to go right here. We're going to take Grinch. That's going to go on the center of the lid. Ooh, those look nice. If you have a greenish gold and an olive gold, that can be a look all by itself. We're going to lightly blend in between. Put this shade first after lid, this shade second, or this shade all over and this on outer corner. That can be your entire eyeshadow look, and do the same underneath your lower lash line. And so even though I'm doing all sorts of things, you don't have to do all the things, and you can stop anywhere along the line to do your look, to complete your look rather. We're going to take Midnight. That's going to go on the outer corner. This is a nice look. As if I didn't think this up. It'll get crazy in a minute. Hashtag Team Too Much is on the way. The train is rolling, and we're approaching that station of Team Too Much. That's cute. I like that. Sugar. First half of our transition area. So we're going halfway over. This can also be your look. Take this for the entire transition area. I am really digging this palette. I am using a clean brush for each shadow. And I do have triplicates, and quadruplicates of some brushes. I'm speaking troll. Let me just keep it moving. Solstice. This is going to go on the outer corner, mostly over where that outer corner shade is. Ooh, this is where I thought it was going to get funky, but I'm actually digging it. We're going back to the brush that had the first transition shade on it, and we're just using the tip of the brush just to sweep in between. I think we doing the damn thing, y'all. I am really digging this. We're not done yet, though. Don't get too excited. Don't, because we're experimenting here, so we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to take NYX retractable eyeliner in gold on our lower lash line, only to give the shadows something to stick to. This is not much of a color on me. It just adds a little bit of shine, because I realized, well, I'm using this because when I don't use additional primer under here, or primer period, or a gel liner, sometimes the shadow puffs up and gets into my eyes, which is not an issue unless it's a glittery shadow, because then it feels like chunks in my eyes and then I have a lot of tearing. But that's the reason why I put this here, just to help the shadows have something to stick to. And I like this color more than I thought. I am seriously digressing, because it is really not a color. It just adds a little something, and it doesn't change too much the shadow colors that I put on top of it. All Things Nice. That's going to go on the first half of the transition shade. This is not the transition, the first half of the transition shade. The first half of the lower lash line. Y'all, I am sleep deprived. It was warm. My thermostat is saying 73 degrees. And so I didn't sleep well, because I have 2 blankets on my bed, and I didn't realize when I was sleeping, but I just kept waking up not knowing why, and I would go right back to sleep. And so I just feel really rest broken And I didn't even know if I was going to do this look today. Today is February 10th, I believe. But then I was watching YouTube and I'm like, I got motivated. Tanya from Tanya's Beauty Box. Hey girl, hey. Thank you, because I watched your video, your Ipsy unboxing and your Danessa Myricks purchase while I was doing my base face. And so thank you for keeping me company. And that's what motivated me too, to just, you know what? Let me watch my girl and play with my face. And so thank you for keeping me company. We're going to take Santa Baby. This one, as you see, is a shimmerish type shade. And this is the one I was concerned with puffing up into my eyes. This one is a matte shade. And I do promise you, the rest of the clips will not be this chatty, because we have a lot to do. Spice. This is going to go on our outer corner. Ooh. Oh. That's all we're going to do. That's all we're going to do with that. We're going to go back to the brush that had this transition shade on it. And we're just going to do small circular motions just to blend spice into it. Y'all, we really did it. We got one more shade to use out of this palette. And that'll be all 9 shades. Low key, I'm always amazed when I put on so many shades and it looks halfway decent, because I really don't know, okay, is this going to be nice? Is it not going to be nice? But I do it anyway because it's makeup. Let's just have fun doing what we do. And if it really looks busted, walk around like you know you the ish anyway, or just wash it off. Either way. I am seriously digging this. We have one more shade to use, and that's Frost, and Frost is frosty. Tear duct area. I'm debating whether to also put this on like this area right here, because I don't know how bright it's going to be, because it looks bright, and that's why we're doing tear duct first, just so we can really see what it looks like. We're going to go back really quick with the first transition. Oh my gosh, lower lash line color, and we're just going to just kind of push that color here. What color was that? All Things Nice. We're going to push it into Frost without adding any additional shadow on the brush. We're going to go ahead and take Frost, and we are using a thin brush, and we are just going to put this right here, and that's going to be it. I am really digging that this is not like a super sparkly shade, and I do, oh, okay, what did I just say? Let me take that back. Okay, so it can be super sparkly. Yeah, I think we evened this out enough. So let's just try to even it here. So maybe because I was layering here, it didn't look this bright, but yeah. So we're going to take a brush with no shadow on it, and this is the smudger brush. And we are just going to just run that from here to here, just to tone it down, just to try to get some of it off. I don't want to add any other color. I could put Sugar, this first transition shade, but we're not. We're just gonna brush this over. It looks like there's a gap right here. Oh gosh. All right, this is what I'm about to mess up. So we're just taking a little bit and putting right here. Even though I think it's a little loud, I want the color to look consistent, because to me it's looking like it's here and then it just drops off and there's a gap right there, and I'm not liking it. And then when I edit back, I'll be like, girl, it was fine. So this is the team too much, is when I just keep doing stuff. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a clean smudger brush, and I am going to go into Sugar, this shade here. And we are going to sweep that in this area where we put Frost and tone that down. So if you have a shade that you are thinking is just a bit too much, take a flesh tone shade, a shade that's your skin tone, and just brush it over it. I like this side. This side I'm still seeing like a strip, like right here, and I don't know why that's there. But you know what? We're going to leave it because it's not horrible. We got all 9 of these on our eyes. I am so excited. A little bit of tearing. And we're going to pick out a liner. We're going to put on the Bite mascara that we received in a subscription box. We're going to pick out a lip, and then we'll be back. We're working on some chapstick. Y'all know I want to do a black lip, but I'm not. I'm going to be sensible today. And we're just going to use Jimi Hendrix Voodoo liquid lipstick. This came in a duo with a lip liner, which we're not going to use the lip liner. So I'm just being sensible because we have so many shades on our eyes. What we use for upper lash line is the Fenty Fly Liner. The shade is Cause I'm Black. I was able to get a seriously thin line today, so I'm excited. This is the finished look, y'all. I am excited. The experiment turned out to be a good one. Let me know what you think. I'm excited. I love this palette. This to me, and I kind of feel bad talking about it. The formula in here for the 50/50 palettes that I have, I use the autumn one and this is the winter one. I still have the summer one to use. But the formula to me rivals MAC and it rivals Lethal Cosmetics. Like seriously. And I'm hoping they come back and do some more stuff. But this is the look. Yeah, you'll see me in a few seconds with something else. Holiday Cocoa today. It is February 15th? 14th? February 14th. And I'm wondering if I need to say it because I know I put it as a title card. We're using today my Lethal Cosmetics 6-pan palette that I put together in January 2023. This is what it looks like. And so I will show you the shades as we're going to use them. We're going to be real simple today. Before I do that though, I'm going to put NYX retractable eyeliner in gray on my lower lash line, and I'm going to edit this part out. I almost didn't do this look today because I'm just feeling super tired and I'm not quite sure why. Like I don't feel rest broken. I'm just tired. I don't know why. We're going to take, how you pronounce it? Mycelium, this shade here. And this is dual chromey, a little bit. And that's going to go, ooh. And this is a softer brush than the Hourglass. And you see how this just goes on. You know what? This will look nice with, oh, what was that shade? That bright green one from that other palette that we used. What was that shade? The one I was like, oh. And some of you in the comments were like, whoa. What was that shade? I cannot remember. I would look if I wasn't feeling lazy. But then I can't really say I'm feeling lazy or I wouldn't be doing this video. I want to look and see what that shade was because this will look nice just like the first portion of the lid and put the other color over here, that bright green. I say that like I'm really into monochromatic looks, which I'm not. We're doing our blending up top. We're going to flip the brush over and go into Fauna. And that's going to go on the other half of the lid. We're going to overlap in the middle. We're going to do some blending up here. The same thing on this side. That shade was Nebula. It was this one right here. Ooh, I didn't realize how much I was into greens until now. I knew I liked deep and bold blues on me, but this is a whole new thing. We're going to take a clean brush and go into Rise from the Ashes, this shade right here. That's going to go on our outer corner. I just heard my neighbor sneeze. Did y'all hear that? Sounded like a sneeze slash human bark. It was like, let me calm down. Look at this. Look at that. All three shades are distinct, but it blends together so nicely. Someone was saying that one of the 50/50 makeup palettes, I think the winter one, they were saying the shades could be duped with Lethal Cosmetic shades. And I did agree, but then when I thought about it, I think it will, but it'll be challenging because from the Lethal shades I have, most of them are dual chrome or multi-chrome, except if they're mattes. And so that would make it difficult This is pretty. That would make it difficult to dupe it out, but it can still be done. I want to kind of put one of the greens underneath now versus, I was going to put Rise from the Ashes. That's why I put a gray under there. You know what? We're going to take 2 brushes, and this shade we're going to put here, and this shade we're going to put on the outer half. So we're going to do that. This shade here, Fauna, when I tapped off, there is a lot of fallout or tap off, kick up, whatever you want to call it, on my station. But it's not on my face because I did tap off. We're going to take, I was going to take my new MAC Paint Pot and Bougie, this shade here, which is also a dual chrome, but I don't think that's going to show up against these colors. And so I'm going to be funky. I'm going to take Contemplative again, which is this shade here, which is a mustard. And I thought about taking Laying Low, but I'm not really digging Laying Low, which is this shade, because it's so peachy. So this is Contemplative, and this is peachy. It is not, this is Laying Low. I want to use this just to really see if I'm really not digging it as much as I think I'm not digging it. So yeah, let's just take that one, because I do want to get more use out of it. And I do tend to gravitate lately to Contemplative because it is that that mustard color, which I love. We're going to take Contemplative and put that on the other eye just to see the difference, which we do know there is a difference. But they're not much different looking at them side by side. And I don't think if you had one on each eye that people would really even notice. Because first of all, nobody should be that close to your face. But because it is a contrasting color and a different liner color than most liners, it is noticeable, I think. So let me know, like, is there a distinct difference between Contemplative and Laying Low? I like this one because the tone is a little bit deeper, a little bit darker. I think it's pretty even, like how they look. Like, yes, this one is a little bit deeper, a little warmer toned, but if I just had on just one or the other, it's really not that noticeable. I almost forgot mascara. Where is my mascara? I'm just grabbing whatever. Oh, and it happens to be Ivy League, which is the green one from Fenty. I'm going to put this on and come back, and we're going to do a quick lip. I picked something up at random, and it is the Revolution Ghostin', this shade, which is black. I think I've only used it one time, and I am going to remove some chapstick. I was wondering if I wanted to leave some on because I don't remember if this was drying on my lips or not. So we're going to apply this, and we'll be back. It smells sugary like candy. This is the liquid lipstick. I'm going to take the liner that came with it. It came in a duo, and I'm going to apply this, and it is black. And we'll be back because I need to cover up the bottom part of my lip line. This is our look. No highlight, no bronzer, no blush. I didn't even set the Fenty primer and foundation. Yeah, so it was just one of those days, but I am really feeling it. We use this one, and this one. So the next look will be these 3 right here. So I'm excited about this little palette. You're going to get a green look or a bluish look or a smoky look if you do these 3 at the bottom. Or you can do 2 shadow looks. Put this on the lid, this outer corner, this on the lid, this upper lash line, this on the lid, this outer corner. And so I put it this way for a reason. Or you can do this quad right here as well. Or even do this quad. So even though there's only 6 shades in here, you can do quite a few looks. But we're just going to do one more for the video's sake. And you will see me in the next clip. Thanks. Oh, make sure you let me know about Laying Low and Contemplative. Like, are they equal? Do they look that different? That's the question for this clip. Thanks. And for those who like the matchy-matchy, yes, I really seriously just now realized my shirt was green. Hey y'all, disclaimer, I have my contacts in, which helps me see distance. And so if you're seeing anything just looking wacky, just know that I don't notice it because close up looks blurry because, again, my contacts help me see distance. This is Cake Batter Chapstick. I just put on the Fenty primer and the foundation, and I do mix it together and then apply it. That is the only thing on my face other than the L'Oreal brow pencil. And for some reason, it feels like this eye is tearing. I did just prime my lids. On my lower lash line, I have this NYX Retractable Eyeliner. Can't see what the color is, even though I do have my reading glasses right here. So I didn't set under my eye. We're just going to jump in. Second look with the Lethal Cosmetics 6-pan that I created in January 2023. We're going to use these 3 shades right here. Scarab, Nightless, Transmutation. And y'all, look at this color. We're going to flip over and go into Nightless, this shade here. And that's going to go on. Ooh, I think I want to take that first shade over further. Yeah, because I need more of that on the lid. So we're going to flip back to the first side and pull that. I'm going to finish this, do the other eye, and then we'll come back and put on Transmutation, which is this right here. Before we do that, we are going to just do some blending up here because we don't really have, well, not that we don't have one, because I could go into another palette for one, but we're not doing a transition shade. So I'm using the side of the brush, I think, let me look back here. The side of the brush that has Scarab on it. Is that shade? Y'all, when I can't see, I just be so confused. Yeah, so we're just going to blend this up. And we're going to flip it to the side that had Nightless on it. Just for a little bit of depth in the blending area. Now we're going to go into Transmutation. This is going to go on our outer corner. This look is great for if you just want a very simple, very easy, very bold, very colorful look, and you don't mind not having a traditional transition shade. I love how, even though this is a matte black, it deepens, but you don't lose much of the color underneath it. Like, it deepens what's already there. And I do think this would make a really nice liner color. We're going to take Scarab, this shade here, and we're going to put this on our lower lash line. We're going to take a clean one and go into Nightless, this middle shade that we use for the second half of our lid. And we're going to put that here. So that is it for this palette. We did the 2 looks with it, and I am digging it. Easy, simple, oh my gosh. Fenty Fly Liner, and because I'm black, I want to do something funky, but I don't feel like I see well enough to do something funky, because if I mess up, it's going to be super obvious. I'm going to put on mascara. We'll be back. This is the Bite that came in a subscription box. Are we going to do a lip? Am I going to have a mask on? I am going to have a mask on. Excuse me for that. So let's do a simple lip. We're going to, I want to do a black lip though, but damn, I'm going to have a mask on. Fuck. Now we're just going to be real super simple and right over top of chapstick. We're going to put this on. Y'all know I want it. I want to cry. This isn't a nude. I mean, it really is a nude for me. It just blends in with my face. Look at that. It blends in with my face. This is not me. I love this look. This is the finished look. I'm unhappy with the lip. Y'all know I want a dark lip. A black one would be awesome. And then maybe tap Scarab on it. All right, we're going to go. You will see me in a few seconds with another clip. Thanks. Hey YouTube, I think today is February 16th. This is the Holiday Cocoa Chapstick. I'm feeling rushed because I feel like I have a lot to do. And the video is what it is as far as lengthwise. And I appreciate you for being here with me. I'm just, I don't know why I'm just feeling weird. I'm rambling. Let's get to it. 50/50 Makeup, the summer palette, as of today, February 16th. It is available on their website still, as well as the winter palette. The autumn palette has sold out, and it is on sales. It's around like $10. So we're going to do 2 looks with this palette. Lower lash line, excuse me, NYX retractable eyeliner in deep purple. Brows are done, Fenty Brow MVP. Foundation and primer is the Fenty. And that is it. That's on my face. Did I just say I primed my eyes already with the Fenty primer? That is almost used up. And I do use up primers and eyebrow pencils. We're going to first go into Papaya. This is going to go on the first half of the lid. We're going to flip that brush over and go into Flamingo. That's going to go on the second half of the lid. We are overlapping where the 2 shades meet. We're going to take Soleil, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, first half transition area. We're going to go into Passion Fruit with a clean brush, and that's going to go here. Wow, that looks very much like Flamingo. We're going to take Paradise on the outer corner. I think I need a dense brush for this. I'm going to take this brush here, still with Paradise. The mattes in this palette, they do seem a little more stiff, a little more dry than the other 2 palettes. And we're going to use the tip of the brush and bring some up here into the transition area, because I'm not liking how this is looking just pink up here. We're bringing this over, we're tapering it inward. We're feathering inward, and I am putting significant pressure on it because it's not wanting to really blend. We're going to take that same shade Paradise and we're going to put that on our lower lash line. This is the same NYX retractable eyeliner in deep purple that was on our lower lash line that we're putting on our lower waterline. I've already done this side. I want to take Bougie just to see what it's going to look like on our upper lash line. So we're going to just do that. This is my first time using this one. If you would like to see me swatch the different gel liners I have, let me know. I know I've been using them, but it's different seeing them overshadow. I just messed up right here. Versus just the shade itself on bare skin. Of course, I would do the swatches somewhere on my face. That did not really show up over these shades. Now we're going to do the Bite mascara that we received from a subscription box. And while I am applying this, I am trying to figure out a lip. I haven't used this in a long time. This is Nomad from the Fête de Provence collection. We're just going to put this right over top of chapstick. You'll see me in a few seconds. Thanks. Same day, hence same shirt, same lip, wiped off the eye look, which is never a good idea because my lids are not happy. Lower lash line, NYX retractable eyeliner in aqua green. We're going to get started with the remaining shadows that we didn't use in the first look. We're going to take aquamarine, this shade here. This is going to go on the center of our lid. We're going to take Caribbean Sea. That's going to go on the outermost and also the innermost corners. We're going to finish this and do the other eye and come back. We're going to take Atlantic, and that's going to go on the inner and outer corner, but not all the way in or all the way out. So we're going to put it here and here. So more so where the first 2 shades meet. This shade is smooth. The other shades I've used so far, even in this look, I'm going to say they're hard pan. They were not this stiff and difficult to work with before. Hard to pick up, hard to blend. This one is still the same. This one is smooth, picks up easy. We topped the gel liner with Monsteria, this shade here. So that's what is all along our lower lash line. We're taking a brush with no shadow on it and just blending to get the shades to just move up just a little bit without adding additional shadow, and you'll notice I'm not going over that center shade. This brush also, we're just going to buff under here. I do not recommend this palette. It does seem to be hard pan, and this is only my second time using it. Also, I have Nomad Iceland Fire and Ice. I can do a blue look with that. And the first look that I did with this palette, I can do something very similar to that with the Fête de Provence palette. And so this is not something that I cannot duplicate if I wanted to duplicate the looks. We're going to take Dose of Colors, Nima 10 collection, the lip gloss. We're going to just put this on top of what's going on already. This is our finished look. I love the lip, of course. I'm not going to do a reel or a short for these looks because I am not content with the performance of this palette. And so I don't want to keep showing it because it's hard panned after 2 uses. And that's not good, even though it is only about $10. Cotton Candy, randomly chosen chapstick for today. I just realized this is also the video, the clip in this video that I'll be doing my outro. And so I feel some kind of way because it's not going to be a complete look. So what we're doing today is February 17th. We're going to just put on the 4 shades. These 4, 2 each, came in different large mystery bags from Lethal Cosmetics, and so I'm just going to put 2 on each lid just for you to see the colors. I only have on primer and foundation, didn't even do the brows because these are not going to be complete looks. And so we're just going to jump right in. We're going to take Equinox. I do have my lids primed with my usual primer. Oh my gosh, y'all, Lethal shadows just going so smooth. We're going to flip the brush over and go into Descent, and that's going to go over here. We're going to overlap. So if you wanted this to be your look, it could be your look. But I'm just doing this again just for you to see the shades. We're going to take Inhibit. That's going to go in the first half over here. We're going to flip the brush over and go into Echo. And that's going to go on the rest of our lid. We're going to blend in between. What's ironic is that I put these 4 in here to do 2 simple, easy looks. Put these 2 together and put these 2 together. But then because some of them are shifty, I thought it may not work that way. So let's just put them on and just see what they look like. And this is what they look like. Well, these are those shades. Let me know what you think. That's these 4. And again, these were 2 each, came in the large Lethal Cosmetics mystery bag. So that's how I acquired these 4 shades. And even though these are not quite looks, you could finagle it and make it one if you wanted to. But this is what these shades look like, and I really like it. Can you tell by my face? So the last thing we're going to do for this video, I am going to swatch out the 50/50 makeup palettes that I have, and we're going to start in seasonal order. We're going to do summer first, and you've heard my thoughts if you did watch those videos on each of these palettes. And so this is the summer palette, which I just don't want to show because I was not happy with the performance. But we're going to take this shade here. We're going to put that there. We're going to flip it over. And I'm doing this just so if the color story does appeal to you, you can swatch them out. Let me get it together. You can dupe them out for shades already in your collection. So that is why I am doing this. And so I do hope that this is helpful. I really enjoy all the comments. One in particular made me smile. Actually, quite a few of your comments make me smile. And it's when you say, you know, you're doing your makeup as I'm doing my makeup, or me showing a palette, when you say you're duping out the shades for what you have, or you're paying attention to what the colors look, because that's part of the intro, right? Is that it's not about, I am so weird with the swatches. because it's not about a particular palette, it is about the color story. And I know I do say that a lot, and so I'm glad that some of you are really taking that to heart, because it is really not about a particular palette as much as sometimes we like to think it is. It's like, oh, you need this palette. No, you don't need this palette. If you have these shades, and forgive me that these are just janky all the way down here. I should have just went more across than just trying to keep it in how I did it. So this is the summer palette. So if you have these shades, if this color story does speak to you, I do believe this is still available right now. It's like $10, some change. This is the autumn palette. Oh my gosh, I love this palette. I'm trying to make sure I'm picking up a clean one. Let's just do a completely clean four-sided one. So we're taking this shade here. I'm gonna do these better. We're gonna turn it over. This, oh my gosh. I'm gonna flip it over. And I'm slanted. Like, I don't know what is wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me. I'm a troll. Look at the... And then this one right here. I see this dual chrome, multi-chrome in a lot of palettes. This is crooked. This one right here I see a lot, and I think that's a common one. The green, brown, burgundy, red. But it is very pretty, and I don't mind having it again. It reminds me of one in the Nessa Myricks Mini Lightwork palette. That was this shade. So I do hope that this is helpful to you. So these are the 9 shades. Is that 9, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah. So this is the autumn palette. I love, 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 love this color story. I hope you could see that, because I'm so awkward. Let me try it again in case you couldn't see it, or in case there was a glare. So that is the autumn palette by 50/50 Makeup. I've loved this one. Someone said that one of these could be, or all of them could be duped with Lethal Cosmetics, and I do think they could, as long as you understand which are the shifty shades from Lethal Cosmetics. This is the winter palette. I think the I think the autumn palette is my favorite, and I don't know if it's just because it's kind of murky and dirty in a good way. And I think the winter one is my second favorite. Look at those tones. This is really pretty. I'm saying it like I didn't know that. Does that happen to you sometimes when you use a palette and you're like, wow, this is really great, and then when you use it again, you're like, oh my gosh, it's as if it's your first time seeing it or experiencing it? Does that happen to you too? Oh, that is rich. That was this one right here. Wow. Yeah, so that happens to me quite often, and and it surprises me when it does. Oh, that one just flaked down on my hand. This one is chunky, because my collection is not a large collection. And so you would think I would be like very familiar with everything I have. And that's why it surprises me when I use a palette for the 3rd, 4th, or 5th time, and I'm still like, you know, it's like it's my first time. Yeah, this is gorgeous. So I'm being weird and awkward. So this is the winter palette. If I had to choose, autumn would be my favorite, because it has those murky, dirty, grungy swamp water kind of tones. The winter one would be my second favorite of these 3, because I do like the richness of the tones and the deepness of the other ones. And you have this one here that you can use for inner corner highlight, or just on the lid and put this on outer corner if you just want like a really shimmery light look. This one, not my color story, but I got it because I'm like, okay, it was less than like 10 bucks, and so why not? The spring palette was no longer available when I purchased these three. I like the brightness of it, but this does give me Mount Verde Cloud Forest vibes and somewhat a deeper toned Fête de Provence. And I did post pictures of those palettes with this one earlier in this video for you to see. But this wouldn't, I don't know if I would get this, but I just thought it would be just fun pops of color, fun bold colors to pair with other palettes. But, you know, it turned out how it turned out. So this is the summer palette. This is the autumn palette. This is the winter palette. Thank you for being here for this entire video. I know it is long, so the outro will not be long. I appreciate you. Comments are always welcome. As always, self-acceptance and self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.